Hello, friends. Many of you are aware that our planet is ascending from three-dimensional frequency into five-dimensional. And many of us are experiencing this in our day-to-day life. Some of us notice that time is moving faster, or our memory may not be so good and we are relying more on intuition. All these are symptoms, so to speak, of moving into the 5D. There are questions about many things that are happening now, like the pandemic that is so prevalent all over the world. And our first question came to us when channeling the Pleiadians, which follows, was about those that are experiencing the fifth dimension, that are experiencing ascension, and that are wanting to move into the ascension. Are these people like you and I? Are we susceptible to getting COVID-19? And what is the purpose for the pandemic at this time? Now, I have other videos on here that I will show you that show us the purpose of COVID-19 as a planetary action for humanity. And I would ask that you refer to those videos on my YouTube channel. But these questions are more about people that are very aware of the ascension and what is happening. Are we susceptible to COVID-19 as well? In what ways will that transpire in our lives, and what is the purpose of that? Also, there is more precipitators to come with the ascension, that this is not just the beginning. We are about a quarter of a way through the ascension, we've been told. And in this time, there are more things that will be coming, more earth changes and more, catastrophes. It's not the worst part yet, and this is not to instill fear in anyone. This is just the process of the earth ascending and humanity with it. Also, how can we heal the earth? That is mentioned in this as well. And how do we know when we're ascended to 5D completely? How will we know this? Also, there are questions about telepathy. The Pleiadians communicate with us telepathically, and they are talking to us about how we will be communicating to each other telepathically when we are fully in the fifth dimension. And how can we do this today? And how will we know when it's happening? All these questions are answered in the following video. These are the Pleiadians that have come through this time. I channel under hypnosis, and a friend of mine does the facilitating, where she asks questions that we have put together ahead of time. Under hypnosis, I channel different star beings. Sometimes it is a collective. In this video, they were very specific about being the Pleiadians. And the Pleiadians that I could see as I was under hypnosis doing this channeling were two beings. They are very tall, and they have big heads, like white heads, and eyes are not too large, but they have very small mouth and nose because they communicate telepathically. Their bodies are light bodies, and they have a bluish white tint to them. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you have any questions for upcoming channelings, please leave them below. Please make them of a global nature, because personal questions, we would have to do a private session, which I am available as well. So you can check out my website, leave a message on this YouTube channel, or find me on Facebook as well. I will leave those particulars in the comments. Thank you, and please like and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming messages. Have a great day.
Will those humans in this higher frequency be less likely to contract the COVID-19 illness?
Yes, though some will. Some will, and they have their own reasons for this. These are of a nature, of a karmic nature, and of a nature having to do with their own karmic workings with their family or friends that are with them. In other words, those that live in the higher dimensions that will get this disease, get this virus, will get it as a way to show how to transcend it. Just a very few of those, though. They are showing others how to transcend it in a way that is proof that the other people that they are with are needing to see. These are very few and far between, and they are not any that you may know. But most will not. The ones that are getting the virus have already agreed to this. Some of these people that live in higher dimensions, their body can receive the virus, but will not be symptomatic and will not transfer this. This is just nature. This is just part of nature, that they may be exposed and it will be carried. They may be carriers and they may affect others to get the physical virus. They may be carriers and not spread the physical virus. None of it is random. It is all planned out in a certain way. This has been a very difficult time for most of the people on the planet, especially governments and financial systems that have been in place for a long time, ways that the world, so to speak, has been run. It is a breakdown of these systems. This virus will not end soon. It will go on for a time, and it will create lots of divisions in governments, between countries, and within countries. There is much infighting that will happen. There is much more divisiveness that will happen. This is, in a way, as much as it seems busy right now, it is yet the calm before the storm. This is not to be fearful about it. This is just to transmit the information. The important thing is that those that are needing to ascend, that are wanting to ascend, use this time wisely by practicing the practices that help them to lighten their load of their physical body. So to answer the question, some will get this virus, some will be transmitters of the virus, and some will die from the virus, though those that are ascending will not die. They will only die if they want to leave their body right now.
Thank you. Is working through karma the global purpose of the pandemic for everyone?
There's many purposes for the pandemic. This is one of them. One of them is that there is a quickening and there's out of time, so to speak. So they have to quickly move through the karma. That's why many are suffering on an emotional level right now. More people are suffering on an emotional level than are suffering from the virus. Then there is also the part of the earth, the humanity coming to a standstill or a slowdown on the earth to allow her to heal in many areas. Healing of the pollution, healing of the nature, especially the sea life and animals that are able to regenerate. There are many animals that humanity has used up the places that they live and they are almost extinct. These animals are able now to come back to fruition and multiply and re-inhabit the earth. Much of this pandemic is so that humanity can stop and that the earth can heal herself. Then there is also the reason for the pandemic is so that humanity can stop to take the time to investigate these avenues of ascension, to see that there are other reasons for the world. Many people were working and living like robots, like just the same thing day after day after day, and yet they needed to stop to rest, to really appreciate why they are here. And many are learning this on many different levels. There are lots, even more reasons for this pandemic and other also natural disasters and things that are coming upon the earth, not coming upon the earth, but that the earth is using to heal herself.
How will we know when we have shifted from 3D to 5D?
There is much to change between now and then. It is hard to say how you will know, but you will know. It will be more of a knowing that's universal. Just like it is very commonplace and very accepted for people to feel fear and to be in fear. Other people respect that people are fearful. They comfort those that are fearful. This will not be what is a part of the ascension. Right now on the planet, people are used to those being in fear, and that is commonplace. When the ascension is complete, fear will not be a part of that equation. It will be a rarity. It will be something very unusual. There will be a lot of light and love and cooperation, understanding, and more communication telepathically, because words will limit the feelings and the communication. So telepathic communication will be much more honed and practiced. There will be much compassion for those that may fall into fear, and they will be brought back out. So there will be more commonplace of love and consideration than there will be of fear. Is that understood?
Yes. You mentioned telepathy.
Yes.
Is there anything in particular we can do to enhance our senses in this area?
Oh, yes. Humans must learn to communicate from the heart. They communicate from their head. They communicate without thought. And they just speak, doing things that activate the heart and activate the heart chakra. Telepathy comes from the heart. It does not come from the head. Things that are telepathic now is like when someone is listening to music and they feel it in their heart, and their heart opens to the music. This is a form of telepathic communication. So these are ways in which humans can practice telepathy. They already do in so many ways. Like when somebody says, "Oh, I knew you were going to say that," or "I thought you would think that." People have a lot more capacity for telepathy than they know. They just try to reason it with their brain rather than bringing it into their heart. People often know when another person is angry, even if they are trying to hide their anger. And so need to speak to the other person with the heart, bring that up to them. It's like talking about telepathy and then practicing telepathy. In other words, I feel what you feel is spoken, but then it is not spoken, and it is just felt. It is a practice like anything else. But telepathy has been around for a very long time. People know how another is feeling when they are connected. When you're connected to a loved one, particularly a close family member, a child, a spouse, you can know what that person is feeling from afar. Telepathy isn't intellectual. It is not a reasoning communication, but it is a broader communication, and it is more useful in encompassing all things. This is hard to explain, but the way to telepathy is connecting the heart to another. So even in this time of this pandemic, when people call each other on the phone, many are saying, "What are you doing?" And they say nothing. "And what are you doing?" And they say nothing. But they are just connecting with the heart. There is no words to say, but they want to be together, and they want to be together in their heart. And so when there are not much words to say, just sitting with another is very telepathic. Is this understood?
Yes, thank you.